You can go ahead and take the lead if you want.
Okay. Isn't it your turn?
Still haven't put a phone mount on this for GPS.
I thought we weren't going to use that. I thought we were just going to follow our noses.
Oh, we are. But I don't fall back of any kind.
This is supposed to be a really good school.
It's a big school. I've gone up there to take pictures in the parking lot. One of the few schools that I've gone into where they have like school marked security vehicles. They have Owen J. Roberts police.
Oh, right. Let's see. Going to take the next right, I think. Bit of gravel on here. Watch out. What tyres do you have on that thing?
These are just the OEM tires.
Oh, okay.
I'm going to replace them with Road 6s when it's time.
Road 6s seem a little extravagant for cheaper bike, but I suppose, you know, there's no denying the sort of confidence factor that you get with these.
Well, there's that, and they seem to be holding their shape really well on the MT-09. And the tires on this are pretty flattened out already.
How many miles you got on it?
Not a lot. I mean, it's like 1,200, 1,300.
Wow, that's pretty terrible.
Well, I mean, it's a cheap bike. I guess they put, you know, inexpensive tires on it.
Yeah, I know.
I got better life out of the original Bridgestones I got on the MT-09 than I'm getting out of the whatever's on this thing. I don't know if there's a comparable tire to a Road 6 that's less expensive, but...
Well, yeah, there's the Road 5.
It's still available.
I believe so, yeah. But it's, you know, it's discounted now because you might be getting stuff that's been sitting on the shelf for a couple of years.
Yeah.
I suppose.
But I've tried the Conti Motions as a sport touring tire and I didn't like them, so I definitely don't want to go that route.
There's a British tyre manufacturer, Avon, or I guess in Britain it'd be Avon, that has a similar tyre to the Road 6 apparently, and they're a lot cheaper, but I don't know if they're cheaper over here. I don't know how good this is for visibility, this turn. Yeah, I watched a channel, what's he called? Andy Mancam. He was riding a CB1000R, but now he's on a KTM. He rides it around Germany and Norway and places like that. and he started with Road 5s and then he switched to these Avons, and he said that they're really good. Mind you, he's a very accomplished rider. Let's try this road here, because I think it crosses over the river. A couple of stones there. More gravel in the corners, of course. What is it about this bloody part of the world? There's always something on the bloody road. You still hear me all right?
Yep, I can hear you.
You're very taciturn, Walt.
You know, what have we had these Cenas for? 2 years? It's been
Yes.
a little while.
Whoa, hold on. Okay.
But you'd think by now I'd know what all the tones and beeps are for, but it just keeps beeping at me. I have no idea what it is.
Yeah. I don't use it that often. The only time I use it actually is when I'm riding with you. I hope this isn't going to turn out to be a nightmare. I did not know that it was going to be like this. My apologies. It would be good if it told you what type of road surface on the map. You all right back there?
Yep. Just taking it easy on these skinny little tires.
Yeah, well, you know I have a natural aversion to this. There's a car coming the other way.
I bet he's willing to drive in a ditch, because I'd never get back out.
Yeah, this isn't too bad. That one that I took a tumble on was like thick gravel. It was like it moved everywhere.
Oh, that bend back here wasn't big enough for both of us to fit, so he had to drive off the road, let me pass.
As long as there's a sort of a groove without too much gravel, it's not too bad. Oh, I can't even see you back there.
I'm only doing about 15 miles an hour.
All right, I'm gonna stop for a second, let you catch up. Sorry about this.
All right. Certainly not the first time I wound up on a dirt road. Won't be the last. I'd be more concerned if it was really deep and I was, rutting into it.
Well, I would have done a U-turn if I saw that it was going to be like that. There isn't actually that much more of this.
Definitely not a very affluent area. So lots of junk in people's yards.
Yeah. See where I hope it doesn't start going downhill. This is one of those situations where I find using a little more revs and then using the clutch more to control the speed, it's better because it's less jerky, because the jerks are kind of what make it nasty. And we've got a little bit of a shimmy up here.
I think it's getting worse before it's getting better.
It seems to be improving up here.
It was just that bend that was particularly bad.
Yeah, we're only 0.3 miles from a left turn, so not that far. Well, it's good to get the practice in, I suppose. Now we have video evidence of our off-roading skills. Yay, asphalt! Although first of all we've got to cross this big crevice. Ugh. It's all clear.
All right, I'm out.
It's a bit more gravel, but it's just a broken road. Car coming. Ooh. Once again, we're exposed to Pennsylvania's finest roads.
on the way to meet you, I decided to come down Hanover Street instead of Route 100. And going through Pottstown, South Hanover Street, looks like they're doing some utility work. So they've got the road. I've never seen anything so awful. They've got like a big trough down the middle of the road cut out, and then they must be replacing water mains. So then there's a perpendicular trough running to every house. It's just a really bad patch job. It's wavy, it's bumpy, it's terrible.
Yeah.
Like a great opportunity to just repave the whole road and make it right, rather than trying to make it cheap.
It's terrible though, the roads here. It's just terrible. I was talking to you about how I went to Michigan last summer, and the roads there are constantly under construction. It's like the whole state is covered by traffic cones. It's just so bizarre. But the roads that are finished are all good. But, you know, you're constantly doing detours and stuff like that. It's very odd. Makes the whole state look like a building site. This is the first time I've worn this top, and it's nice actually. It feels not cold, but it's definitely cooling, even though it's slightly fleeced up. Got no armour, of course.
What is your Joe Rocket jacket? Just mesh, or is that a...
Yes, it is. It's mesh, but I've put on a bit of weight and it doesn't fit me at the moment. I need to knock off about 20 pounds for that to be comfortable. Every so often there's just like a big bloody hole in the road. Okay, this is where the bridge should be. Here it is. It's all clear.
This bike's louder than my MT-09 now.
Yeah, that's quite the exhaust you've stuck on there. So I don't have like any maps right now. I'm just, yeah, let me just pull over here. This is one of those things where it will not let me do anything with my gloves on. So where does this go? This goes, oh, this goes back to 100. That's boring. We should do a U-turn. Yeah, let's do a U-turn. It's all clear at the moment.
My exhaust bleeding through the comms.
Yep, yep, I can hear it. It does feel good to be riding. Just haven't done much. I went out on Thursday, I think it was, and that's it. Before then, it was like a 2-month gap.
The last like 3 or 4 weeks, the only riding I've been able to do is just riding into work 1 day a week. Not very exhilarating.
No, I imagine not. Where's your work location?
Out in Percy.
Oh, really?
The most of the ride is, you know, major routes, 563 and whatnot, but there's a couple of back roads I like to take when they're not closed. One's in pretty rough shape, but it follows a creek. It's really windy, scenic.
I would kind of like to live out of that way, actually. Percy would be nice.
I think it's just very expensive out there.
Yeah. What are you going to do, squirrel? Okay. Yeah, I really don't want to spend more than about 300 grand. And I also want a single-story house. And I'm just having not a lot of luck finding anything that's nice, to be honest. I mean, there are some out there, but they've always have some kind of a flaw. Like I really want central air, but if I can't get that, then I might set aside some money to install like a heat pump with a mini split system or something like that. I don't want like window unit air conditioning. I also really would rather have public water and sewer. Don't really want well water and septic tanks. And I really want a garage, preferably attached. A double actually would be good. I need to think about getting a new helmet.
Is there a problem with yours, or is it just getting old?
It's just getting old, and you know, I have issues with the visor. It's noisy as well. I didn't know that they'd rip this up.
I haven't been down here in a while.
I wish they would just, you know, fucking do it, not just mill it and then leave it like this for ages. Fucking hell. Ugh. Especially these big things in the middle of the road.
I blame Goofy. If he would have joined us, he would have told us this was all ripped up.
Exactly. It's his fault entirely. You have to weave your way in and out of these little covers. Part of the problem, of course, is I don't have a plan, so I'm just riding. Not really thinking about what I'm doing. When I used to have my old trail bike, the KMX, if I rode on a milled road like this, it would be like having a stylus stuck in the groove of a record. It would just follow the line wherever it went. because the tyres were narrow. Well, I'm going to be up here probably next week or the week after getting my wife's car done. Your indicator is going.
Yeah, I got mine at Fred Bean's in Boyertown. I was just over there for a recall. So it should have been like quick and easy, just have it fixed and get out of there. I asked them to do an oil change while I was there, which turned into more service. It was like $550 by the time I left.
So,
dealerships get you.
So my wife's car needs a lot of work done to it. All four corners need work. Suspension, apparently some part in the suspension is leaking. So a bunch of stuff has to be swapped out. And you have to forgive me here because I don't know shit about cars, so I don't know what I'm talking about. But they said that I had to basically replace all four corners. I have to do tyres. And I need a new windshield because the windshield's cracked. And, well, that smells bad. Ugh. And they're telling me...
Do you have two cars or is this the Escape?
No, it's just the one car, the Escape, yeah. I used to have an Edge as well, but now we just have the one car. I thought when I got a motorcycle, I didn't really need two cars. And it's going to cost me about $5,000.
Ow.
And it's almost, I mean, I looked at that and I thought, well, it's almost to the point where you think about just trading it in for another car.
Yeah.
But cars are a lot of money right now. If I was to get a similar car with a similar equipment level, I'd be looking at the thick end of $42,000 instead of the 32 I paid for it. So, you know, I thought, well, if I get some work done and maybe eke it out for another couple of years, and that'll be all right. I want to.
Crazy! You spent $32,000 for an Escape?
Well, it's the titanium, you know, the highest level, blind spot indicators and all that shit.
Oh, that's depressing. Because I have a 2014 Escape, and I think I only paid $25 for mine.
Yeah.
You know, I bought it long before COVID. It was probably 5 years ago.
Yeah, the thing is, though, that when we buy our cars, we run them till the wheels fall off. So, my last car, I sold it for about $1,000 after putting 270,000 miles on it. And the Escape, even though we bought it in 2018, it's just gone past 170,000.
Oh, wow. Yeah, mine's only got 70,000 on it, 75 at the most.
Yeah. So, you know, I'm well out of any kind of warranty or anything like that, and it's so we'll probably run it another couple of years. I'm sort of toying with the idea of going electric. I mean, you can get a sort of Tesla Model Y, which is similar in size to an Escape. The twin motor version, so it's like essentially four-wheel drive. You can sort of get them for about $50,000 after the sort of, you know, rebates that you can get. That's not too bad. And depending on the...
I'm seeing charging stations pop up more and more too.
Yeah, but the thing is, right, that if you have a like a 240 volt system at home, which most modern houses have, because they use them for like their washer dryers and whatnot, and you put in a charger in your garage or whatever, when you get home at night you plug it in, and when you wake up in the morning it's fully charged, and it'll do like 250 miles. And so unless you're doing a cross-country trip, you basically never have to worry about it. And because it's electric, it's got very few moving parts, and now this corner always catches me out because I feel like I want to go straight. It's got very few moving parts, so servicing is very cheap. You know, these electric motors are just basically bulletproof. So you sort of start to think, you know, they're probably good value over the long term. I mean, obviously, if you drive it a long way, you're going to have problems with batteries and stuff eventually. But if you're just sort of going backwards and forwards to the shops or whatever, it sort of makes a lot of financial sense. Even more if you have a house with like solar panels or whatever, because then you don't have to pay for the electricity either. They do use a lot of power though. So if you imagine how much your air conditioning system uses, your central air, you can basically double that and then make it every day of the week of the year. So people with electric cars, it tends to be about 40% of their entire electric bill for the year, unless they have solar. But still, it's kind of compelling. Come on, mate, you can do it.
Gonna stop at the visitor center parking lot.
Yeah, we could do.
The restroom down here.
Where is that? Is that on the left?
I think it's in this building on the left. I don't think that dog liked the bikes.
No, I don't think so.